Yo, what's up? This is Jay Dennis, back with another video. I want to thank you guys for watching and for subscribing to the channel. I do have a podcast on here, and this channel's been up since like 2013, and at this time I think I'm at like 120 subscribers, so freaking killing it, man, making some mad money. Oh, what is this? Is that insecurity that's popping up? Well, that's okay, because this video is about my 20s so far and what I intend to do in the last year of it, because at least as of a month ago, I'm 29 years old now. I'm in the last year of my 20s. What have I accomplished so far? And if I were to look at other people as a benchmark and what I want to accomplish, relative to what other people have accomplished, how well am I doing? Well, guess what? I'm going to put all that bullshit aside and help you understand that, not to make excuses, but this idea that you need to have your shit together in your 20s is just an extension of the idea that have as much fun as you can in high school, because those are the 4 most important years of your life. They're not. The same way that there are people that peak in high school for whatever reason, and then the rest of their life is kind of boring, it can translate into this idea that if you're a loser, or you don't have your stuff together financially, or marriage, or kids, or family, your big ambitious dreams, how many steps have you taken towards that? If it doesn't all get accomplished in your 20s, you're fucked. God forbid, especially with our mortality greatly increasing. We're living well beyond the decade of the 20s. God forbid you do something great in your 30s, or your 40s, or your 50s, or your 60s. It's okay to not have your shit together in your 20s. So I want to preface this entire video by saying that. I'm not going to stick it all the way at the end. I wanted to front load that little bit of inspiration to let you know that it's okay. But being aware is the first big step. But that all being said, at 29, I'm fucking crushing it. Crushing it. So, this is what I've accomplished. This is what I want to accomplish. And even though 30 is not a magical year, it is a milestone in some way. And I said that I wanted to achieve certain things by the time I was 30. So, I have 1 year left to do it. But God forbid I fail, that's okay, because at least if you go for it, you're a lot closer. It's better to come up short on a lofty goal than not try at all and not come up on it at all. So, when I was 20, I was part of a larger friend group. This was back in 2011. I was in a band that I really wanted to get big, and my dream was to be part of a big band, get signed, tour, make albums, do all this stuff. And I was working with some musicians that were some of my best friends, and even though we had musical differences, we figured out how to make it work, and we wrote some pretty solid stuff. The recordings weren't solid, but that's part of the dance. That's part of the dance. But a lot of that evaporated. So for the better part of me being 20, I felt alone, isolated, and then going into 21, that feeling only got exponential until I met some new people, started a new part-time job, and got my own place. So, early on, I was working towards my goals. I was in college. I went into college straight out of high school, and ultimately, I ended up having my own place for the most part until I ended up getting my own place all together with my girlfriend at the time, and now my wife, and now I'm here. So it's been an eventful year, or eventful time, going from 20 to now 29. I graduated community college when I was 21. No, 22. Yeah, no, wait, it was the summer of 2012, so I had just turned 21. That's how I remember shit. I snap while I talk. I don't actually do that. That was just a weird thing I did. Yeah, I was 21 when I got my associate's degree, and then I went straight into regular university, state college. And it took me a couple extra years, but I did get my bachelor's degree, so it was the end of 2016, so I was 25. So by the time I was 25, I had my associate's degree and I had my bachelor's degree. And then by the time I was 23, I was moving out from having lived with a couple of guys, like a college situation. I moved in with my girlfriend at the time who would end up becoming my wife. And we lived together for about 2 years before we got married at 25. And then we ended up moving out here, moving out west. And now I have my own house. And I'm paying a tiny mortgage, and I have an amazing career. And a lot of this happened between the ages of 25 and 27, where I started this amazing career, moved out here, kind of started fresh in a way, and reevaluated how I look at things financially. So there's a lot of bad financial decisions that I didn't make because I managed to meet the right people and execute the right ideas, and of course shed a lot of the unconventional wisdom that exists. And now it's my job, with my 6 sideburns and my hat, to teach people how to be better with money, and of course make sure that they have enough protections in place so that if something happens to them and their family or whoever else they care about will be okay. So I'm actually doing very fulfilling work right now, and ultimately my dream is to be a performing musician. But I always said that I would have my fun dream, and then I would have my professional dream. And my professional dream is currently being fulfilled. I don't have a cap on my salary. I'm 100% commissions. So my earning potential is basically unlimited. It's just a matter of how hard I work. And the fact that I could use this career to finance my dream, not be part of this music industry that's currently torching artists, it's not what it used to be. That I can kind of give myself more power and control by funding it myself, getting out of debt, not falling into the same trap that most people do. So, did I accomplish my musical dreams in my 20s? No, I did not. I didn't play anywhere near as many shows as I wanted to. I didn't put out any breakout songs or singles. But in 2016, I did release an EP from my solo project / future band Raptor Riot. You know, new metal, alternative metal. And in some ways, I call it Raptorcore. It's all the influences that have existed throughout my life, and I figure out how to combine them all into, you know, injecting that into my sound. Because even though my band does not sound like Architects had a huge influence on me. You listen to the song Riot Starter, and you listen to that ending part, you can tell that Linkin Park and Architects had a huge influence on how I wrote some of my music. That's poignant to this video because in a lot of ways I did end up, just realized I'm not wearing my wedding band, I'm at home, but I am married. It's poignant because all the things that did help me come up when I did come up, all the music, all the things that were going on, they did end up translating into some sort of tangible legacy that I could leave behind. So, graduated from college, I got married, and this was all stuff that I felt like I needed to do. It's not because society was making me do it or I felt like I had to do it. It was stuff that I wanted to do. And the only hard, tangible thing that I put on myself was to say, hey dude, you need to be out of debt by the time you're 30. And because of my career, because of my saving habits and the way that I budget, I've gotten way ahead on that. I graduated with significantly less debt, and the way my business is continuing to grow and the way my practices are continuing to improve, I am on track to paying off a couple of debt snowball items a lot quicker. But no, I don't have any credit card debt. Basically all I have left to do is pay off my student loans. And instead of waiting until my 40s to be complete with that, I'm getting ahead of it and saying, fuck it, I'm gonna pay it off by the time I'm 30. So still a bit of a lofty goal ahead of me, but I have a whole year to do it. And when you actually give yourself a deadline and you give yourself goals, you can reverse engineer this lofty goal and turn it into monthly, weekly, daily commitments. And to have this mindset and this discipline and this knowledge of how to be smarter with my resources long term, it spells inevitable success, further success. And I've learned that success isn't a destination, it's a mindset. And I don't want to get too overly inspirational or corny on this video, but the sheer fact that I've possessed these traits and these qualities, and over time, the discipline to actually act on them, shows that my 20s were an amazing time in my life, and that my best days are still ahead of me. And even though I didn't completely achieve all my dreams, I did land the career of my dreams, my professional career. I landed the woman of my dreams. We've been married for over 3 years now, and we're still good, and we've gotten better through this pandemic. And any education I do is elective. You know, if I want to get certain designations or licenses attached to my financial status or my financial career, I could do it when I want to. I don't have to go back to school. I'm done. So, long story short, and I never put down the guitar, I never put down the pen, I never put down my ability to write music. It's still been a constant. So, at the end of all this, I would say it's been a wild success. Hasn't all been pretty, but that's life, baby. That's life. That's the way it goes. It's okay that I didn't become a complete rock star in my 20s. It's okay that I didn't have a massive social media following in my 20s. I'm saying that for me, and I'm saying that for you too. If this resonates with you, you know, feel free to leave a comment or something. I don't care. I make these videos for the few, not for the masses, but if the masses do watch it, that's fine too. My goal at this point is to have complete financial independence by the end of this decade. Not this decade, the end of this year, by the time I'm 30. And to get super ahead on saving for retirement, so that way the majority of this life I can just do fun shit and I can focus on my career of making music while my professional career pays dividends in the background. So those are my 20s so far. 1 year left, just turned 29. Feel free to wish me a happy late birthday, it's totally fine. Not offended. And subscribe to the channel, enjoy the rest of the videos. There's a whole lot of other content on here. There's a podcast, there's my Rap to Riot music. And yeah, I'm just taking this shit one day at a time. And if you're not where you're at, where you want to be, if you're not where you want to be right now, that's fine. But if you keep practicing long term, you can get comfortable practicing talking in front of a camera. That's another great thing that I've accomplished this last period of time. I'm completely comfortable watching playback of myself. I'm completely comfortable talking in front of a camera, recording a podcast, whatever it is. Made tremendous progress. Thank you to my friends, my family, my wife, anybody that supports my music, supports my channel. Even if we've never met, I appreciate you taking time to read this and listen to it, watch it. If it resonates with you, I don't know, do something that isn't creepy. See ya. And don't forget to be good at life.